Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM, and it's time to get our Rams report with the Ouyen Rams Cricket Club President Dom Leach after another successful week on the field. Dom, good to be back with you again. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Alice. Good to be with you.
A huge week is in prospect for the club. Dom, let's talk about how we got here, starting with the A grade. In the end, a 130-run win over Millewa. Dom, everyone must have been pretty ecstatic with this one.
It was a good win, it was good to have a good win going into finals. So we were fortunate enough to win the toss, and we batted first, and we put together 6 for 260 odd, I think it was. So a good score, headlined by Connor Schultz, continuing on in his good form. He got 63, and welcome return to form for Daniel Price. He got 75 not out. So they were the mainstays that helped contribute to a big total, and then in reply we were able to restrict Millewa to being all out for 131. Had a few little partnerships, but Lockie Comrie was the main destroyer there with figures of 4 for 12.
Dom, what was the psychological state of affairs like for your players going into the game? There was nothing really on the line aside from momentum perhaps, so how did you feel people took to this game? Were they sort of concentrating on the moment, or were they looking ahead to next week perhaps?
Look, possibly looking ahead to next week, it had a little bit of the dead rubber feel about it. Probably after posting a good score, it probably had a bit of that feeling about it. But got the result, got the job done, and I think we can firmly focus our thoughts towards this week now and hopefully getting a couple of wins.
We'll talk about the B grade. They were up against the Fire Brigade away from home. So how did Nick Vine's team go on the paddock here, Dom?
Yeah, they had a great win on the road. So they took on Fire Brigade, as you mentioned, up the highline. They got Fire Brigade all out for just 81, which was a really good bowling performance by report. It was not quite, it was 78, sorry, they restricted them to 78, and we scored 81, 1 for 81 in reply. So got the runs with relative ease. Ben Niles, 33 not out, was the highlight, and good to see him with some form going into finals.
So just on the B grade, just bring us up to speed on what their situation is. We know that the finals were secured for the A grade, but what do things now look like for the B grade, Dom?
Yeah, so B grade had finished third. The result on the weekend wouldn't have changed that. So the B grade ladder is set. We've got Nursery Ridge on top, who'll play Curler this week in a qualifying final on the Saturday, and our boys take on the Tempey boys in a knockout final. So it'll be a great first round of finals in the B grade.
So that'll be Blackburn Park, the venue this weekend, Dom?
No, it'll be the high school. Unfortunately, with the A grade boys finishing on top as well, we're actually hosting both finals in the A and the B grade, and just obviously due to scheduling, they can't both go ahead on the same ground at the same time, the same day. So the B grade boys will play just up the town on the Ouyen High School ground, and the A grade fellas will take the field at Blackburn Park.
Excellent. All right. Well, let's talk about how things are looking. So, just within the camp, what's the mindset like going into this game? I mean, Tempey Tigers, a derby game no less in the finals, and everything's now riding on this game. So you're going from one extreme to the other, where, as you say, bit of a dead rubber feel last week to now everything's riding on the line. How's everyone feeling?
Yeah, pretty quietly confident, I suppose. So the B grade boys will take on Tempey, as mentioned, and it is a bit of a local derby, and there's always a little bit extra in those. And but I think Nick and his boys are quietly confident in the B grade that if they play some good cricket, which they have been doing, they deserve their home final, and hopefully that might just be enough to get the result to sway away on Saturday afternoon in the B grade.
And for the A grade, Dom, pretty well the same sort of situation, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, 100%. It's I've been saying for a couple of weeks now, nothing matters. None of the home and away form matters as such once you get into finals. You want to be playing good cricket, but it's a different kettle of fish altogether. And we take on the Robinvale boys, who had a slight little hiccup on the weekend, I suppose you'd say. They got rolled by Cardross, the bottom team, so they'll be really eager to bounce back to form and show why they finished in second spot. So they'll be raring to go, and it'll be up to us to try and negate them to the best of our abilities.
We only played them a couple of weeks ago, so you're saying you're not really going to take much out of that game from a few weeks ago, Dom?
Oh, I think it's always nice to have that winning form over anyone, but as mentioned, it doesn't mean a lot now. It's all about what happens on Saturday coming. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get the job done.
All right, well, give us the lowdown as to what the A-grade final schedule is for this weekend from around the grounds.
Yeah, so the A-grade final schedule is our boys taking on Robinvale in the 1v2 qualifying final, hosted at Blackburn Park, as mentioned, and the elimination final will be between Tempey and Fire Brigade down at the Tempey Rec Reserve. So Tempey probably favourites going into that one, home ground advantage and getting the job done last week over Fire Brigade with relative ease. So probably tipping them to win on Saturday and get through to a prelim Sunday.
And how are things poised in the B grade this weekend, Dom?
So B grade, we've got Nursery Ridge v Curl in the 1v2. So Ridge been the best team all year, finished on top, so the home ground advantage will definitely suit them. So be tipping them for a direct route through to the grand final, and then the elimination final, as mentioned, is our boys versus Tempey at the Ouyen High School.
Well, there's plenty to look forward to, that's for sure. Just looking at matters off the field, relating to the club, but we've got the presentations coming up on the 26th of March. Everyone's looking forward to them, I'm sure, Dom.
Yeah, we are. I think the last few years it's been hard. Obviously, we've had COVID and interruptions and that sort of thing, so decided we'll pencil in the Sunday for our awards, our presentation as such, and try and get as many along as we can, and hopefully we're fortunate enough to have a couple of teams playing in the grand final the day before, so it'll be a great event if we can get a lot of families and kids and supporters along, and hopefully have something to celebrate if we play our cards right.
Well, it's going to be a massive weekend of cricket in Ouyen, and we wish you all the very best, Dom, and the B grade as well. Look forward to chatting about how the games go this weekend on next week's show. Until then, all the very best, and we'll speak again soon.
Thanks, Alice. Cheers.